Hi, Weather Joey here with your bottom of the South Island weather recap. Forecast for, Saturday, December 9th, 2023. It's been about 2 weeks. I think the last one was on Friday, November 24th. I'm speaking to you folks out there in the future from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're doing well. For the bottom of my heart, I hope that things are peaceful and that people are treating each other well. And if not, find it in your heart to do so. But anyway, if you're looking back over the weather, I mean, there might be one or two of you out there looking back over the weather and what was going on here in 2023, you've come to the right place. But before we get started, as always, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the first peoples of this land, the First Nations, from North Saanich, out to Sooke, and beyond across this beautiful land called Turtle Island. Thanking them and their ancestors, yes, for allowing us to live, work, and play on the beautiful traditional territories. We thank you very much and are privileged to spend our lives here. Wow, in this beautiful place. Anyway, so for my last forecast, yes, we finished out the end of November really quite nice, nice and dry, at times sunny, at times a little bit foggy. It was dominated by this high pressure over the west coast here, so not the cold type, but when it was clear, we did get frost in the morning. Otherwise, it was foggy, and we got our first little bit of a temperature inversion of the season. So the Alpine got above zero. When it was foggy, we stayed down cool like that. Not the strongest temperature inversion, but typical for that kind of inversion. That was to the end of November, like almost the end. At the actual end, November 30th, we saw a switch in the pattern. More of a westerly flow started to kick in, and that introduced a whole new pattern of storms coming in. They start fairly weak, cool enough for snow in the Alpine. One went through on the 30th, I think another went through on the 1st into the 2nd, then another on the 3rd. So fronts coming through, snow piling up in the Alpine in this westerly flow. That westerly flow slowly kind of changed through those systems, those first three systems, to the west-southwest. However, by the 4th, we saw a strong low pressure swing up and around into the Gulf of Alaska, very strong. Now this had deep roots in the south subtropics. And for the 4th, it brought a front and flow in from the southwest in what I like to call a Hawaiian punch, because it was just one day of intense rain coming in from the southwest. Hit hard, temperatures rose quickly, all the way up into the Alpine. We saw rain and a big dump of Hawaiian punch rain to the south coast. A lot of the south coast saw 2 inches, some a little less, some a little bit more, but lots of rain with that one. So that was the 4th. As we got into the 5th, we saw it sort of back off a little bit, more of a west-southwest flow. And that's what we've been in for a while here, from the 5th to the 9th, really. A west-southwest flow. That dried out through the 5th into the 6th. We saw a little system come embedded in here, cross over Washington on the 7th, brought rain to the southern part of Vancouver Island, the south coast, not so much in the northern part of Vancouver Island. Cool enough to bring snow to the hills, the higher hills mostly. Another low pressure moving up towards the panhandle over the past day or two, I think the 8th. That saw another front come in from the west-southwest for today. So yesterday we saw a little bit of a break on the 8th. You'll look at that on the records. And so for the 9th today, a fairly strong system coming in from the west-southwest, and this one's cool enough to bring another dump of snow to the hills, even lower down, kind of cooler than we thought it would be. It's sourcing cooler air from this direction, not from the subtropics. So this, as we said, we're in this west-southwest flow. As we move through this front moving through today, that low moving up there, we're into more of a dry pattern for Sunday, and this is for you guys out there, future. So let's actually just, until the 9th today, most of the south coast is seeing in the first 9 days of December 50% or more. Most, actually, you know what? Let's just say everyone's seeing more than 50% of their total average December rainfall already by the 9th. So a wet December after a relatively dry November, a little bit dry October, pretty average fall. We'll get into that in our seasonal forecast. But if kind of dries, but we're getting a dose of rain for the start of December. Now, as I said, it's gonna be drying out the next couple of days, and this has to do with high pressure ridging, coastal ridging building over here. Not quite extending up pretty nicely. We should see drying on Sunday, which is the 10th. Into Monday and Tuesday, we might even see some sun, maybe a little bit of fog again as we get into the Tuesday. So another high pressure here, not super strong, but strong enough to hold off any Pacific storms coming through until the Wednesday. So still strong storm activity coming up here. As we get into Wednesday, that'll push across a weakish front. Yeah, we'll get a dose of rain on Wednesday, it looks like, not a ton. And in behind for Thursday and into Friday, it looks like this ridge will rebuild in behind again for a dry Thursday and Friday, the end of the work week. I know you don't work out there. You work well, you do. You do what you do every day. You don't call it work. You don't call it play. Maybe you do. I've seen the Ravens play and I've seen the Ravens work. So I call it play, but it looks like a lot of fun. They know what they're doing out there. The old love it. Anyway, so that's to the end of next week, and then into the weekend, we're not really sure. We got some funny stuff going on. Too hard to call at this point. Hopefully I'll get to forecast then, or maybe I'm gonna be forecasting, always forecasting. I'll put it out there, just mind waves. At that time, because I think this is going to be a pile full of stuff as we move into the basement, my new digs. I'll put it out there and then we'll recap in a couple weeks and go over what hath happened. Anyway, I hope that helps out, my friends. Hope you're doing well in the future. To my friends here. And as always, may the forecast be with you.